this is going to be an extremely interesting phase because as the election has moved into its very, very final phase in Uttar Pradesh, it is a naak ki ladai. The BJP has set its sights on 80 pe 80. All 80 for the entire alliance is what they are aiming at. But this area, extremely tricky in eastern Uttar Pradesh, which finds itself fragmented by issues of caste. But is there one unifying issue which the BJP has now found to overcome the problems of the rift of caste? And that is of the Muslim quota. Remember, ever since this issue was first brought up by the Prime Minister in a rally in Rajasthan, the opposition has said this is unnecessary politicization. The reservation was never on the basis of religion. It was only to Muslims who were backward, and it is mandated in the constitution that anyone who is backward, even if they are Muslims, can be included in the OBC list and can get the benefits of reservation. But now a secret from 2012 and 2014 has been outed, where actually there was an effort, or at least there was a promise to get reservation purely on the basis of religion, not on backwardness, not on representation, not on their need or economic status, but only because they are Muslims. A manifesto from 2012 and 2014 that the Prime Minister also quoted in his rallies here in eastern UP. Let's tell you about the 2012 manifesto of the Samajwadi Party for the assembly elections, and pay close attention. I actually want to quote from the manifesto. What did the Samajwadi Party promise in its 2012 manifesto? 1. Separate reservation for Muslims in proportion to their population, which is 18%. 2. Special provisions for recruitment of Muslims in government security forces through camps that will be set up. So there was security forces recruitment, which the Samajwadi Party said we will give a quota in recruitment to Muslims and Muslims alone. 3rd, mandatory provision that 18% beneficiaries in all government schemes should be from minority communities. I underline, this is not about any recommendation of a commission or any OBC list that Muslims were included in. The manifesto, Samajwadi Party very clearly said that we want a quota for Muslims equal to their proportion in the population, which is 18%. So we will extend this to educational institutions, even to security forces. But the 2012 manifesto wasn't alone. Cut to 2014. Reeling from the blowback of the 2013 Muzaffarnagar riots, on the watch of the Samajwadi Party government in Uttar Pradesh at that time, the SP went all out in order to woo Muslims. As a result, what did they say in their manifesto for the Lok Sabha elections in 2014? I quote, let me tell you again what the manifesto at that time says. 1. Reservation to Muslims in proportion of their population in government jobs. 2. Reservation to Muslims in educational institutions. 3. Reserving 15% of all police recruitments for the Muslim community. 4. Reserving 15% of all recruitments in the police armed constabulary for Muslims. And 5. For this, the Samajwadi Party said, we are going to amend the constitution to make sure that this is made possible. That year, though, the Samajwadi Party, INDI, or what was UPA at that time, did not win. And as a result, this remained a promise alone. But today, the BJP is picking it up and saying, in 2014, their hopes were dashed. Who's to say that this will not be done come 2024?
उन्होंने कहा कि हम मुस्लिम आरक्षण देंगे। कुशीनगर वालों, आज मैं कहकर जाता हूं, गलती से भी उनको जिताया तो पिछड़ा, अति पिछड़ा दलित का आरक्षण छीनकर ये मुसलमानों को देने का काम करेंगे।
धर्म के आधार पर आरक्षण यह असंवैधानिक है। बाबा साहब भीमराव अंबेडकर जी ने भारत की संविधान सभा में इसका पुरजोर विरोध किया था। 2006 में जस्टिस रंगनाथ मिश्रा कमेटी गठित करके कांग्रेस ने ओबीसी का हिस्सा काट करके मुस्लिमों को देने का कुत्सित प्रयास किया था जब यूपीए गवर्नमेंट थी।
कांग्रेस पार्टी रही हो, समाजवादी पार्टी रही हो, या और भी जो उनके चंगू मंगू रहे हो, उन्होंने जो है हमेशा मुस्लिम वोटों का अपहरण करने का, मुस्लिम वोटों को हाईजेक करने की षड्यंत्र साजिशें की हैं। और ये इसके पीछे उनको जो प्रोग्रेस की मेन स्ट्रीम से काटने का जो उनका तरीका था, वो तरीका आज एक्सपोज हो गया। आज नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने सांप्रदायिक ध्रुवीकरण के छल को समावेशी सशक्तिकरण के बल से ध्वस्त किया है।
So whenever this issue of Muslim quota was brought up, there was obfuscation. People said it was affirmative action. Now when it has been called out as purely and purely a religion-based move or an attempt at a religion-based quota, the Prime Minister said this is what it's like, akin to doing mujra in front of your vote bank.
एक नया खुलासा मैं आज कर रहा हूं। 2012 में उत्तर प्रदेश विधानसभा चुनाव के समय जनवरी महीने में सपा ने अपना घोषणा पत्र जारी किया था। 2012 तब सपा ने अपने घोषणा पत्र में कहा था, जैसे दलितों को, पिछड़ों को आरक्षण मिला है, वैसे ही मुसलमानों को आरक्षण दिया जाएगा। ये सपा ने 2012 के घोषणा पत्र में कहा था। सपा ने डंके की चोट पर कहा था कि वो इसके लिए संविधान तक बदल देगी। 2014 के लोकसभा चुनाव में सपा ने फिर अपना घोषणा पत्र जारी किया। इसमें फिर सपा ने मुसलमानों को आरक्षण देने का ऐलान किया कि अब इंडी वालों ने तय किया है कि मुसलमानों को आरक्षण देने के लिए एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी, अति पिछड़ों का आरक्षण छीनने के लिए अब वो आखिरी उपाय खोज लिया है। और वो आखिरी उपाय है उनका संविधान में बदल लाना, संविधान में लिख देना। वो कहते हैं कि संविधान में लिखेंगे मुसलमानों को आरक्षण दिया जाएगा। एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी परिवारों को गारंटी देता हूं, अति पिछड़े परिवारों को गारंटी देता हूं, जब तक मोदी जिंदा है मैं एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी और अति पिछड़ों के हकों को छीनने नहीं दूंगा। इंडिया अलायंस को अपने वोट बैंक की गुलामी करनी है तो करें, उनको वहां जाके मुजरा करना है तो भी करें। मैं एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी आरक्षण के साथ डट करके खड़ा हूं, खड़ा रहूंगा।
Remember all of this while, whenever this question was asked, it was said there are several states who extend the same reservation benefit. The example you would have heard most quoted would be of Gujarat, that Rajasthan has similar quota, Bihar has similar quota, even Gujarat has similar quota, while Narendra Modi was the chief minister. Here's the difference. And the difference is this. One, in all of these states, including Tamil Nadu, Kerala, the Muslims were classified as backwards. Even in that process, some faults have been found, but we've debated that. To classify Muslim as backwards and give them reservation is one thing, but what about this effort on the basis of religion to give them quota? Is this not against the very principles of secularism?
प्रधानमंत्री जी की भाषा का स्तर इतना गिर चुका है कि कोई भी परिवार का लोग बैठ करके उनका भाषण नहीं सुनना चाहता, कोई भाषण नहीं सुनना चाहता। क्या बात करते हैं? मंदिर, मस्जिद, मछली, मटन, मुजरा, ऐसी ऐसी बातों का वो जिक्र करते हैं। ये उनके लिए मुद्दा है। हम बात करते हैं पढ़ाई, दवाई, कमाई, सिंचाई, गरीबी के बारे में बात करते हैं।
देश की जनता स्पष्ट रूप से परिवर्तन देख रही है और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को हार स्पष्ट दिख रही है और इसके चलते हुए जिस प्रकार का वक्तव्य एक प्रधानमंत्री के पद पर रहकर, एक गरिमामय पद पर रहकर जिस प्रकार की भाषा, चाहे वो मंगलसूत्र हो, मटन हो, मछली हो, चाहे मुजरा हो, अब आप देखेंगे कि उनका मानसिक स्तर और जिस स्तर पे उतर के वो बात कर रहे हैं वो एक प्रधानमंत्री को शोभा नहीं देता।
Look, I'm not going to go into the Hindu-Muslim narrative that the Prime Minister of India is trying to peddle. It is demeaning his stature as the Prime Minister of India and he is insulting the chair of the Prime Minister.
इन्होंने पिछड़े, दलित और आदिवासियों का आरक्षण छीना है। तो पीडीए जो है परिवार वो प्रोग्रेसिव है, एनडीए है नेगेटिव, नकारात्मक राजनीति करते हैं और नकारात्मक राजनीति का समय खत्म हो गया है। ये सामाजिक न्याय के खिलाफ हैं, ये आरक्षण के खिलाफ हैं, ये जाति जनगणना के खिलाफ हैं, ये किसानों की खुशहाली के खिलाफ हैं।
So here's the simple question. Is the effort to try and bring in a religious quota through the back door being unmasked? And if there was an effort to do it once, if there was a promise to do it once, what's the guarantee that the same attempt will not be made again? Joining us on the debate, we have Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Samir Chaugankar, Senior Journalist, Lokesh Jindal, Political Analyst, Neerja Chaudhary, Senior Journalist. And my first question is to Tariq Khan, National Spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Mr. Khan, you heard this. This was the manifesto of the Samajwadi Party in black and white, where they said we will get quota for Muslims in proportion of their population. Not about backwardness, it's about Muslim quota, and you promised it in educational institutions, you promised it even in the police recruitment.
Let me say it in a language which Prime Minister said. If we are talking something about Muslim, that means we'll do mujra in front of Muslim. First of all, let me clarify that whatever I am going to say, that would be a mujra in front of Muslim or a particular society. Point number one. Point number two. We have won the election in 2012. Whether those things was implemented or not, think it twice. Implemented or not? Yes, I am accepting that was in our manifesto, but because of the constitutional problem, we hadn't implemented, and according to the Supreme Court guideline, that was exactly on the basis of a report by Sachar Committee, and India has a tradition to do, like there was a committee that was Mandal Commission, just like that Sachar Committee, Ranganathan Committee, like that many committees, they have certain recommendation. Supreme Court has a guideline. If you want to have any type of reservation for anybody or not on the basis of
Mr. Khan,
religion,
again you are confusing. Mr. Khan, you are again confusing.
You must have.
You are again confusing. This is not reservation on the basis of backwardness.
I'm not confusing.
What the Samajwadi Party said was that we will give quota on the basis of religion. Muslims will be given quota in police recruitment. Muslims will be given quota in educational institutions. Muslims will be given quota on the basis. Yes, Muslims will be given quota in government jobs.
Very good point.
You didn't say backward Muslims. You said Muslims will be given quota. So this wasn't about backwardness.
I have said, you have raised a very good point. That was where everything lies. Okay. When Sachar Committee report came out, Sachar Committee didn't say that this ABC, there has been 10 type of Muslim who are backward. They said that all Muslims situations are worse than Dalits as well. So, based on the report, whatever Samajwadi Party promised, that was exactly based on Sachar Committee report. If people of India will believe Mandal Commission report, if people of India is going to believe Ramnath Kovind report, then they must believe Sachar Committee report. And Sachar Committee report said that all Muslims situation are worse in India. Based on that report, parties, not just our parties, who are along with NDA alliance, they also promised in their state, Chandrababu Naidu, Hardanhalli, Dodda Gowda, they all promised to provide certain type of reservation.
Hold on a second. So basically you are saying that you promised reservation to all Muslims, not because you were trying to reach out to the community, but according to you, all Muslims, barring none, are backward in India. According to the Samajwadi Party, every
I'm not
single
saying
Muslim in
that.
Uttar
I'm not
Pradesh is
saying that.
backward.
Sachar committee said that.
Every single.
No.
That's what you said.
Samajwadi Party does not have
Sachar committee
any
did
right.
not say that all Muslims
Samajwadi
in the
Party
country
does
are
not
backward.
reserve any right to say all these things. I'm not saying that. Even
Sir,
Samajwadi
in our
Party
country,
don't
you
have
cannot
any type
have
of right to say
reservation
this.
on the
Sachar
basis of
committee said
religion.
this.
How
If
can
you
you
are-
fire off the shoulder of the Sachar committee?
Nobody is saying.
Do you know that even
Nobody is
right
saying-
now the
Why-
reservations
why
that
not?
are
Why
given,
not?
the
If you
reservations
take-
that are the
No, no,
reservations
give me
that
answer,
are given
give
in
me
our
answer,
country
give me answer,
to
give me
Muslims
answer.
who are backward excludes
answer few of
those
my question.
who are not
Answer few
economically
of my
weak.
question. Answer few
So
of my
any
question.
Muslim who earns above a certain
20
level, earns
pages
above
of such a
8 lakhs
committee
annually, if I am not mistaken, cannot be put in the backward list. Any Muslim who earns more than 8 lakh rupees per year cannot avail the benefits of reservation by being
That is
declared a
another thing.
backward. The Samajwadi Party did not make that exception.
What I'm saying, the report is of more than 220 pages. Nowhere in that it has been written that these type of Muslim are backward. They said we have studies and we have in-depth studied that all Muslim are backward.
They
If
are
you're
actually.
questioning a report, you
They
can
are
question.
actually,
But
which
based
is why,
on,
no,
on
sir,
that report,
with the greatest of
if-
respect, I say, with the greatest
if
of
you are
respect, if
questioning
I
the
may,
report, it's all right.
with the greatest
It's all
of
right.
respect, sir, which is how I am not questioning the report, what I'm saying very respectfully is that you're being economical with the
You
truth.
are questioning. If
There
you
are
saying-
ways
if you
to
are saying
determine
Samajwadi
which
is wrong,
Muslim communities are
but
backward.
Samajwadi
It is
promised-
done by the National Commission of Backward Classes, or it is done at the state level, and surveys are done exactly to determine which Muslim communities are backward and which is how they are categorized as backward in the various lists. So you are being economical with the truth, and I say this with the greatest of respect. Sanju Verma, what I want to ask you is, why are you digging up something from 2012 and 2014? Mr. Tariq says, yes, it was a promise because Samajwadi Party believes all Muslims are backward. We wanted to uplift all of them. But we didn't do it. Now, we didn't amend the constitution. We may have said we'll do it, but we didn't do it.
You know, Padmaja, first and foremost, let me call out the bluff and the lies of the Samajwadi Party spokesperson. Be it the Sachar committee, the Ranganath Mishra committee, the Chinnappa Reddy committee, the Venkataswamy committee, the Havanur commission, or the Miller commission, they've all said one thing categorically in no uncertain terms. They've echoed the Supreme Court's historic verdict of 1992, clearly saying that reservation on grounds of religion is neither acceptable nor desirable. So, you know, you can come on national television and quote such a committee selectively. I can come on national television, quote Ranganath Mishra committee selectively, but that's not how this entire thing works. The most important point is this. Why did the Prime Minister, why did Narendra Modi rake up the 2012 issue? It was to show a mirror to the opposition, which has been saying repeatedly, we are inclusive. We are not going to, allow any particular community's voice to be muffled or scuttled. So I think it is absolutely well within the Prime Minister's prerogative to showcase the hypocrisy of Akhilesh Yadav. Thank God he did not come to power subsequently in 2017, was booted out in 2022 as well. But in 2012, Akhilesh Yadav was in power in Uttar Pradesh. It was Sonia Gandhi / Manmohan Singh who were running the government at the center, and they had mala fide intent of ensuring that every Muslim community, irrespective of whether it is backward or not, will be given 18% in all government-oriented welfare schemes, including a mandatory 15% to police forces and police armed constabulary, which I think is absolutely against the very grain of the constitution. My third point, ye jo itna halla macha hai in the last 36 hours, you know, about this Mujra comment. I always say, let's not miss the woods for the trees. And the opposition clearly has tried to be smarter by half, but it's not going to work for them. And June 4th will, showcase to the opposition why it has lost the narrative yet again. All the Prime Minister was saying was that
Tariq Khan, let me actually play out for you what ST Hassan has said as recently as this month. You are saying it is a matter of history. ST Hassan is saying even now, हम तो करेंगे और अगर जरूरत पड़ी तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को अमेंड भी करेंगे. Listen.
कैसे मिले फिर आरक्षण? अगर धोबी मुसलमान कोई है, धोबी हिंदू कोई है, दोनों धोबी है, दोनों को आरक्षण मिले। आप कहते हैं संविधान के पहले पन्ने पे लिखा है कि हिंदू को मिलेगा, मुसलमान को नहीं, तो ये बराबरी का हक कैसे हासिल होगा फिर?
देखिए, वो यहाँ के सरकारें करेंगी, पार्लियामेंट करेगी। पार्लियामेंट से संशोधन तो हो सकता है।
कौन सी सरकार?
क्या कोई अमेंडमेंट नहीं किया जा सकता? और ये क्योंकि बीजेपी तो खुली भी मुसलमानों की विरोधी है, ये अगर करेगी तो गठबंधन की सरकार करेगी।
तारिक खान, आप ही के सांसद कह रहे हैं संशोधन करके हम दे देंगे मुस्लिम कोटा।
पर्सनल what he is saying is in personal capacity. What he is saying, any official spokesperson or the Rashtriya Adhyaksh never said this type of thing. Yes, we have promised to give reservation to Muslims on the basis of report. Exactly what I am saying. I have repeatedly said to my words that
Sir,
on the basis of report, Supreme Court said
personal opinion.
that if
Again,
you
let
want
me quote
have
to you
any
what
type
your
of-
manifesto has said. Your
This is a
2014
personal
Lok Sabha
opinion.
manifesto.
He's not
I
even
have laid
contesting
out the
election
facts. You
from
are
our
still
party.
trying to obfuscate, Mr. Khan. Your manifesto promises reservation to Muslims in proportion of
What
their
fact you
population
have
in
laid down?
educational institutes and government jobs.
accepting it.
You promised to amend the
accepting
constitution to provide reservations to
accepting
Muslims. You said that we will ensure 15% of all recruitments in police and PAC would be reserved for Muslims, not for the backward, not for any one community.
Answer my question.
Not saying it was Lohar or this or Vanzaras or Pasmandas. You said for every single Muslim, he will be entitled to get a quota of 15% in educational institutes,
We
in police, in PAC. And your MP is saying it again.
Everything was there in our 2012 manifesto. I am accepting it. I am accepting. I am not denying it. Everything was there
And
in
2014.
2012 manifesto. We have got absolute majority. And we
And in
hadn't got in
2014 you
majority
reiterated it.
to 200.
And you went a step
we have
further.
Bhai, it's all right. In our manifesto of 2012, we said we'll provide reservation to Muslim, and we came to power with a thumping majority. Okay, so why didn't we have implemented it? Why didn't? Why? Because we have find.
I don't know. Are you
after
not
few
sincere?
times, or
That's
after
a good
research,
question. You are asking yourself.
There
in
had been
2012, the
there had
Samajwadi
been a
Party.
technical.
Actually, that's an interesting question.
I'm even responding. I'm responding to it.
It's an interesting question
I'm
you
responding
asked.
to it. Now give me
Yes,
time.
go on.
If I'm taking the responsibility to respond, what we find that there is a technical problem. There is a ceiling of 50% of reservation. Same thing we said that we'll break that 50% bar of reservation, upper side bar, which Supreme Court repeatedly said, and in many states the reservation was repealed because of that limit. Okay, so that was the technical problem we have found over there. That's why whatever you are saying we had in our manifesto, but
Exactly,
we
sir.
hadn't
So
implemented.
you are
not a
reiterating my
single thing.
point.
Why?
That you are
Because
still
we
willing
have-
to give purely reservation on the
Okay,
basis
so
of
we hadn't
religion.
implemented
It is the
We
Supreme
hadn't
Court's
implemented
bar
it.
which stopped you. Just let me bring in the non-political voices as well. Hold on a second, Mr. Khan.
Okay.
Let me actually give some very interesting figures. Why this specific, why was this lollipop of Muslim reservation dangled? I want to quote to you some figures of how parties have managed to get Muslims to vote for them en masse. In 2020, the Bihar Mahagathbandhan got 77% of the Muslim vote. In 2021, the TMC in Bengal got 75% of the Muslim vote. And 2022 in Uttar Pradesh, Samajwadi Party, even though it could not form the government, actually more than doubled its seats in the UP Assembly because they managed to get 79% of the Muslim vote. And this is a vote that they definitely don't want to risk. Neerja Chaudhary, now with religion-based reservation promise being outed, even if it's from 2012-2014, is it going to become awkward for the opposition? And is it going to benefit the BJP?
Look, when the Prime Minister raised the Hindu-Muslim thing in various ways, after the first two phases of polling, one didn't get a sense how much traction it would have. Because this time, many people in North India have said this is not a Hindu-Muslim election, and we've had enough. Bahut ho gaya Hindu-Muslim. We got to live as neighbors. But now I find, as you move eastwards in Uttar Pradesh, where the last phase is going to take place on June 1, there is some traction taking place, and people are saying कि कुछ तो फर्क पड़ रहा है. It is fueled fears among some of the Hindus कि क्या होने जा रहा है. And just as the Dalits have been fearful, you know, when the Congress talked about Arakshan going away, if for 400 par hota hai to constitution badla jayega and then they may lose their reservation. There was talk in Dalit tolas of that. So also about this, you know, that OBC, SC, ST reservation, could it be taken away and given to Muslims? Now, as far as the factual position is concerned, Padmaja, you're absolutely right. The socially and educationally backwards is what the Constitution says. A reservation can be given to them. And after Mandal in the central list as well as various state lists, as you pointed out, Muslims have figured as backward communities. There's caste in Muslims also. They are not to the upper caste, but these backward castes. But you cannot have a religious-based quota in the country. There's simply no provision for it. And more than that, the ramifications, the implications of doing it. Whereas I would also say that Muslims are almost at the bottom of the heap as far as backwardness goes, lack of education goes, health facilities, employability, modern profession. They are almost at the bottom. So they need help. But can it not come through the economically weaker sections quota? You need to think much more imaginatively and without along the religious lines. I think it needs to a lot of out of the box thinking so that the Muslim community does not remain where it is, and yet this kind of a religious based reservation you cannot go ahead with.
And the distinction between upliftment and appeasement is very, very wide. In fact, Samir ji, very important thing that the Prime Minister said yesterday when he was here in Eastern UP, and why do we keep reiterating this? In Eastern UP, there is a very real problem of big caste divides. The Kushwaha will vote for Kushwaha, Nishad will vote for Nishad, Malla will vote for Malla, Kurmi will vote for Kurmi party. How do you consolidate all of them together? Is this the one issue of religion-based reservation that the Prime Minister has pointed out to remind all of these castes that ultimately you are one religion versus the other religion? Listen to what he said yesterday about how INDIA is making castes fight with each other. Listen.
इंडी गठबंधन की बहुत बड़ी साजिश से सतर्क करने आया है। सपा कांग्रेस का इंडी गठबंधन सभी जातियों को आपस में लड़ा रहा है। ये लोग चाहते हैं दलित, ब्राह्मण, राजपूत, भूमिहार, चौहान, बनिया, यादव, मल्लाह, कुर्मी, कुशवाहा, राजभर, कुमार, गोंड, कायस्थ, सिंधी, ऐसे सब वो आपस में झगड़ा करके कमजोर हो जाए।
समीर जी, क्या ये यूनाइट करेगा सारे डिफरेंट कास्ट को?
देखिए पद्मजा जी, मैं आपको एक घटना का जिक्र करता हूं। जब अमित शाह उत्तर प्रदेश के संगठन प्रभारी 2014 लोकसभा चुनाव के पहले उत्तर प्रदेश को उनको जिम्मेदारी दी गई थी, राजनाथ सिंह के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष रहते। अमित शाह ने पहली बैठक में उत्तर प्रदेश में जो ली थी उसमें यह बहुत स्पष्ट कर दिया था कि यहां पर हमें हर जाति को जोड़ना है और जब तक हम जाति को नहीं जोड़ेंगे हम चुनाव नहीं जीत सकते। क्योंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी को ब्राह्मण और बनियों की पार्टी माना जाता था। वो अमित शाह थे जिन्होंने सारी जातियों को साधने की कोशिश की उत्तर प्रदेश में, और उसका असर दिखा कि 2014 में जब भारतीय जनता पार्टी का जो प्रचंड बहुमत उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर 80 सीटों में से मिला, 72 के करीब सीटें, वो सारी जातियों के वोट के कार्ड मिला। भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस बात को जानती है अच्छे से कि अगर धर्म की बात होगी तो धर्म के आधार पर सारी जातियां हिंदुत्व के अम्ब्रेला के नीचे इकट्ठी होंगी तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी की ताकत बनेगी, और अगर जाति में टूटेगी तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी को सबसे बड़ा नुकसान जाति के आधार पर उठाना पड़ेगा। और भारतीय जनता पार्टी को यही डर था कि जो राहुल गांधी जो बार बार बोल रहे हैं, अगर ये जमीनी स्तर पर असर कर गया जाति का तो सबसे बड़ा नुकसान भारतीय जनता पार्टी को उठाना पड़ेगा। प्रधानमंत्री मोदी और अमित शाह जी बार बार इस बात का जिक्र करें। देखिए आर्टिकल के संविधान में तो धर्म के आधार पर आरक्षण नहीं है, लेकिन आर्टिकल 16(4) में यह कहा गया है कि कोई वीकर सेक्शन किसी जाति के अंदर धर्म के अंदर है तो उसे आरक्षण दिया जा सकता है। और इसी आधार पर 1956 में जब केरल बना तो वहां 10% मुस्लिम को आरक्षण दिया। वीरप्पा मोइली जब कर्नाटक के चीफ मिनिस्टर बने 1992 में तो वह नरसिम्हा राव से बात करके उन्होंने 10% मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी के लिए आरक्षण दे दिया। ममता बनर्जी ने जब बंगाल के सीएम बनी तो वहां की सारी मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी को ओबीसी पिछड़ा मानकर आरक्षण दिया। अभी 2 दिन पहले हाईकोर्ट ने उसको निरस्त कर दिया है कि आप सबको ओबीसी में नहीं रख सकते। मुसलमान समुदाय में जो पिछड़े वर्ग थे उसको देने के बजाय वोटों की राजनीति के लिए विपक्ष ने क्या किया कि सभी मुस्लिमों को ओबीसी मानकर उसके अंदर आरक्षण देने का काम किया। जो कर्नाटका में भी अभी आप देखेंगे कि कांग्रेस सरकार ने यही किया कि सभी मुसलमानों को आरक्षण दे दो आप ओबीसी मानते हुए। प्रधानमंत्री मोदी बार बार जो जिक्र कर रहे हैं बताना चाहते हैं कि अगर विपक्ष सत्ता में आएगा तो ओबीसी के लिए जो आरक्षण 27% है, जो एसटी के लिए 7.5% है, जो एससी के लिए 15% है, उस लिमिट में से उसमें से आरक्षण काट के वो मुसलमानों को देगा और ओबीसी का आरक्षण को खत्म करने की काम विपक्ष करेगा। प्रधानमंत्री मोदी इस संदर्भ में मनमोहन सिंह का जो 2006 का बयान था कि अल्पसंख्यकों का पहला अधिकार है उसका जिक्र कर चुके। राहुल गांधी का 2012 का एक वीडियो भी आ चुका है जिसके अंदर वो कह रहे हैं कि मुसलमानों को आरक्षण देंगे। मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि प्रधानमंत्री बार बार इस बात
and the religion-based reservation right now. So bringing this up, Lokesh Jindal, in order to unify, reminding people that ultimately it is all going to be one community versus another, which is going to get the benefits of reservation en masse. Lokesh Jindal, significant hearing.
First of all, let us get this very, very clear that the Article 16 Clause 4 of the Constitution does not bar in any way from Muslims being recognized as socially and educationally backward. In fact, the Indira Sahani case, Mandal Commission, it has been clearly stated amongst the non-Hindu certain occupational groups, sects, they can be identified as socially and educationally backwards and they would be entitled to the OBC reservation quota.
Sir, so we are not talking about that. That's the point of the whole debate. We have done the whole debate and now you are explaining to me the beginning of the Ramayana. What I'm trying to explain to you is what the Samajwadi Party promised wasn't this at all.
Samajwadi Party and the India Alliance, they have talked about social justice. And this expression of providing reservation to the Muslims is in accordance to the social justice, which also includes other castes which are backward.
No, it is not. It is giving them reservation on the basis of religion, not on the basis of backwardness.
That's the narrative of BJP.
And they were, and what is more dangerous, they were willing to amend the constitution. Something that you're accusing the BJP of right now. Samajwadi Party literally said, we will amend the constitution.
For BJP, pitting all other castes against the Muslims, it's inconvenience to its narrative. But if you talk about giving reservation to the Muslims, it is in accordance to the idea of social justice in which all other castes stand in solidarity. So the idea is the entire idea of...
Okay, Sanju Verma, you are pitting all the castes under the umbrella of Hinduism against Muslims by saying this. Sanju Verma.
Padmaja, just because I am from the ruling party and I don't play the victim card, in the last 32 minutes, am I not going to get my fair time to rebut? I've barely spoken for 2 minutes. Please allow me a minute. I'll just say this, Padmaja. What Prime Minister Modi is saying in simple terms is this. If you are backward, you could be Abdul or you could be Rizwan or you could be Ahmed. You will be given reservation. But not because your religion is that of being a Muslim. You could be, Sardar Tara Singh or you could be Gautam Chaudhary. You will be given a reservation not because you are a Sikh or a Hindu, but because you are a backward. The important point is this, which the Congress and the entire cabal fails to recognize. Itne saalon tak, for the maximum number of decades, it is the Congress and the other side which brazenly indulged in vote bank appeasement politics. But kya hal hua? As you know, Nirja Chaudhary very rightly said, Muslims continue to be at the bottom of the heap. Muslims are not empowered. They still don't have access to a lot of resources which other communities have because blanket reservation never helps. If you're giving reservation to a Hingora, to a Galaria, to a Kharwaha, to a Hajam, to a Qureshi, to a Mansoori, which are backwards within Muslim community, fine and good. If you're giving reservation to Pasmandas, well and good. But if you're giving reservation to a Siddiqui, to a Sheikh, to a Khan, to a Pathan, who are considered upper caste, then you are losing the plot, because you are trying to appease. That is precisely the point which Narendra Modi is making. And I will just end by saying one thing. Let us not forget that be it Andhra Pradesh in 2005 or be it Tamil Nadu in 2007, the Congress was in power in the center, and in both occasions, in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, the respective state governments who were Congress allies tried to give quota within quota of 3 to 4% to Muslims over and above the normal quota to circumvent the Supreme Court judgment of 1992, which denied reservation on religious grounds. It is this quota within quota, it is this reservation within reservation, which the BJP is staunchly against.
Okay, you know, that is a slightly more complex issue of what happened in Andhra Pradesh and what happened in Karnataka. But as far as any justification for saying that there will be a blanket reservation promised in a manifesto of a party, and for a member of parliament to reiterate it, how that message goes across in election season, I leave it to your wisdom. Thanks very much, all gentlemen, Sanju Verma and Neerja Chaudhary, for joining me. And for everyone who keeps talking about affirmative action and representation of Muslims by some parties and minimizing them others, let me again reiterate to you how many parties have given tickets to Muslims this time around. This is as far as data stands right now. TMC, 6 out of 42. 42 candidates, only 6 Muslims given tickets. Samajwadi Party, 57 candidates, 4 Muslims given tickets. RJD, 24 candidates, only 2 Muslims given tickets. And Congress Party, 330 candidates across the country, but only 19 Muslims have been given tickets this time around. What is tokenism and what is affirmative action? I leave to your wisdom. Thanks for joining me.